You talk about the difference between the 27-year-old Eddie Murphy and the 58-year-old Eddie Murphy. What would you tell, if you could, tell your younger self that you know now?
Oh, there is no one thing. There is no one thing, and there's the 27-year-olds. I wouldn't even waste my breath on them. It's like, you go on and do it. You know, I wouldn't. Well, beware of this and watch out for that, because I've been really blessed. I've had the closest you can have to a charmed life, and so I don't know if there's a watch out for this. I would tell the 27-year-old.
Everybody's excited about the idea. You mentioned coming to America too. Why now? Why did you decide to do it now?
Just came together. It came together, and it's almost like stuff happens in cycles. It's like there could be things. It's like this stuff all came together right at the same time, like back to back to back. And we're doing a Beverly Hills Cop movie as well after coming to America. And the script, these are all things that were in like I said, Dolomite was in development 15 years ago we tried to get going. And coming to America is like 5 years since we were trying to develop. And Beverly Hills Cop, it's been in development for 8 years. And they just are all just kind of coming together and falling into place around the same time. And Saturday Night Live, going back to Saturday Night Live. When I went back for the 40th anniversary, it was like I got this nostalgic feeling and saw everything. It was like, wow, it'd be great to go back there and host a show. And it's just, like I said, I think things happen in cycles, and then here we are now.
It is fun, but 2019, it's all come together. Like 2019 is the year of Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, all this stuff just fell into place that was in development and came together and falls in. They said, okay, well, we're supposed to be doing what we're doing right now because this element just fell into place. So it's like, oh, okay. So.
In fact, the first time you hosted SNL, you were still a cast member. Nick Nolte dropped out for whatever reason. And
I guess technically I was hosting, but I really wasn't hosting. Like Nick had been bailed out at the last minute, and we were in 48 hours together. So, but I was in the cast.
Right, but you were the host, and now here you are. Are you nervous about hosting again?
Not at all. Not at all. I'm looking forward to it. I don't get nervous about doing creative things. I get a little excited feeling, and then I'll get a little feeling before I do it, like, I hope this is good. I hope we crush it. But I don't get nervous or get scared. Yeah.
Like even getting ready to do the stand-up, you're not nervous about that, or?
Not at all. Not at all. I'm not nervous about the times and what you can't say. Whenever I'm thinking about something, like I said, I'm thinking about something creative. I'm a constructive thinker. I think about how good it could be, or I want to go turn it out. I want to crush it. When I think about doing stand-up, I think about crushing it and kicking ass. I don't think about what they're gonna say. Will they pick it? Well, I don't think about any of that.
Is that the same? Because look, you've had these huge hits, and then there have been some that weren't huge.
Yeah, well, I've been making movies for almost 40 years. Yeah, so it's 38 years we've been making movies. And I auditioned for Saturday Night Live when I was 18. So that's, in 40 years, you're going to have some periods of hot and cold and ups and downs. And like I said, everything is in cycles. Most people aren't around for 40 years.
No, they're not.
In this business.
No, they're not.
Yeah, success is the exception, not the rule. Most people come and go.
Mm-hmm. I remember you came to Cleveland. You had just been made a not ready for primetime player. You came.
19.
That's right. You came to Cleveland. It was you, Denny Dillon, and Charles Rocket, and you came to Cleveland to do our local show. Do you still sometimes marvel at the arc that you've mentioned? 40 years you've been doing this, and you're hotter than ever.
Well, I appreciate, I appreciate it now. When I look back, when I was in the moment, I just kind of, like any young person, you just take whatever's around you for granted. And now when I'm older, I look back on it and I can appreciate, I had an extraordinary little run. I'm like, wow, that things unfolded the way that they did.
I interviewed you, I think it was 2008, and you said at 50 you were going to retire.
Yeah, I did. I kind of semi-retired. I'm still kind of in a semi-retired state. I am. What happened was, I've been for maybe 5 or 6 years. I was kind of like, on the couch, just doing nothing and not planning and not trying to get anything. And I had things in development, but I just was doing nothing. And I think I did a Rolling Stone article. I was like, I'm kind of semi-retired, and that means like I'm never, ever, ever. Even if people love these pictures I'm doing, I'm never going to be on it like I was when I was in my 20s. Because what I like to do more than anything is just to not have a schedule and just be within earshot of my children and just do nothing. That's my favorite dish. So I'm doing I don't want to say I'm retired, I won't do anything. If some great thing comes along, if some great thing happens, some great director or some great idea, of course I'll make other movies. And I'll always, once I get my stand-up muscle back together, I'll always do stand-up. So I'll always have this thing to go do, but I'm never going to be doing it like I used to be, or like all the time.
All of this year sounds like you are doing. I mean, you're busier than ever.
Busier than ever right now, but all this stuff leads to me being back on the couch with nothing to do. That's the plan. And go do this little stuff. Go do these 2-3 movies, do Saturday Night Live, do some stand-up, then back to the couch.
You've said you'd love to be directed by like Spielberg or Scorsese. Is that still something you would want to do?
Well, I think those are two of the best directors in the world. And I was just saying, I would love to be with any great director. If a great director had a great idea and saw me in it, I'm open to working with great ones. Yeah.
Music. Do you still make music?
That's what I do more than anything.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I do for nothing. Like when I'm at home, when I'm sitting on the couch, there's a guitar in my hand or close by, and I have a recording. I have a studio at my house, and I record for 35 years. I've been doing music.